You probably think billionaires live like royalty, private jets, designer suits, five-star dinners. But what happens when that luxury vanishes? What happens when the world's richest people get locked away and their billions can't save them? From roach-infested food trays to cold cement cages, this is how the ultra-wealthy truly live behind bars. Forget what you think prison looks like. Concrete cells, flickering lights, fights in the yard. That's not how it works for the rich. Because in America, there's a nickname for the prisons billionaires go to: Club Fed. Technically, they're minimum security federal prison camps, but in practice, they're country clubs for white-collar criminals. No barbed wire, no lockdowns, no gang wars in the showers. Instead, you'll find tennis courts, writing workshops, and even celebrity bunkmates. Jordan Belfort, the infamous Wolf of Wall Street, described it as chill. He spent his sentence playing tennis and writing his memoir, right alongside Tommy Chong, no less. It wasn't punishment, it was a retreat, a billionaire's detox, a rehab for fraud. And it didn't happen by accident. Top-tier lawyers don't just fight charges. They negotiate where their clients will be sent. And if you're rich, non-violent, and connected, you don't go to prison. You go to Club Fed. But Club Fed is just the first level, because some billionaires don't stop at private prisons. They upgrade them. If Club Fed felt like a country club, this next level feels like a hotel booking. In parts of California, you can literally pay to choose your jail. It's called a pay-to-stay program. Here's how it works. You get convicted of a non-violent crime. Instead of being sent to the chaos of county jail, you write a check, and in return, you get a private room, fresh linens, a flat-screen TV, and peace. Some programs charge $75 a night. Others go up to $250 per night. It's not jail, it's a reservation. And in this system, even convicted sex offenders can bypass the nightmare. Alan Warrow, convicted of a violent crime, paid $100 per night for his stay. After 6 months, his tab, $118,000. But compared to overcrowded, roach-infested LA County jails, that's a small price to pay. No screams at night, no steel toilets, no shared cells with violent strangers. Just quiet, control, and a soft pillow bought with cash. For the average person, jail is trauma. For the rich, it's an upgradable inconvenience. But if you think this kind of privilege only exists in the US, wait until you see what happens in countries where bribery isn't a secret. It's the system. In Indonesia, one woman turned her prison sentence into a 5-star stay. Rita Sugiarto was sentenced to 5 years for bribing public officials, but instead of rotting in a filthy cell, she was pampered. Her prison cell had a king-sized bed, flat-screen television, private bathroom, and not one, not two, but 3 personal maids. Yes, maids. They cleaned, they served gourmet meals. They even brought in her favorite skincare products. Her room had soft lighting, carpeted floors, a wardrobe, and a karaoke machine. She didn't serve time. She hosted, but it didn't last forever. One day, a news crew barged in for a surprise inspection, and the footage went viral. There she was, mid-manicure, in a robe, laughing behind bars. The scandal exposed the rot inside Indonesia's prison system, where bribes buy privacy, comfort, even freedom, if you have enough zeros on your bank account. But Rita's royal suite was just the beginning, because in Norway, there's a prison so humane, it makes luxury rehab centers look medieval. If prison is supposed to be punishment, Norway didn't get the memo. Just off the coast of Oslo, there's an island called Bastøy. It's home to white-collar criminals, but you wouldn't know it by looking around. There are no walls, no armed guards, no barbed wire, just cabins with ocean views, bicycles, beaches, and silence. Inmates live in shared cottages, cook their own meals, and tend to horses. They go fishing, swimming, farming, as if they're on a retreat, not serving time. There's even a prison store and monthly allowances. And the strangest part? It works. Bastøy has one of the lowest reoffending rates in the world. Why? Because it treats prisoners like people, not animals. Here, dignity isn't a privilege, it's policy. But while Bastøy is open to all qualified inmates, you can probably guess who it attracts. Wealthy criminals looking for soft time. Because when your lawyer can help you tick all the right boxes, you don't get punished. You get rehab with a view. But if you thought Bastøy was extreme, wait until you hear about the billionaire who had his own prison custom-built just for him. His crime? Ordering the assassination of a Supreme Court judge. His punishment? punishment? A private suite with air conditioning, carpets, and VIP visitors. This is the story of Tommy Suharto, son of Indonesia's former dictator, and the man who proved that in some countries, justice is just a suggestion. After his conviction, Suharto was sent to Cipinang prison, but his cell looked nothing like the rest. Instead of concrete floors and overcrowded beds, Tommy had a 3-room suite with a TV, a private bathroom, and a view of the prison garden. He even left the prison regularly by helicopter to attend parties, visit girlfriends, or dine in private villas, all while technically serving time. Other inmates, cramped, sweating in filth. Tommy, relaxing behind thick curtains, shielded by wealth, guarded by power. His case didn't just expose the corruption of one prison. It revealed a system built for sale, where justice could be bartered, bent, or outright bought. But even his suite couldn't compete with what came next, because Pablo Escobar didn't just escape prison, he built one. Escobar was so rich, he didn't get sentenced to prison. He built one. La Catedral had a bar, a soccer field, a waterfall, and even a nightclub. The guards, his own men. The rules, his own. He ran the Medellin cartel from inside, ordered hits, moved product, threw parties. But the illusion ended in 1992 when the Colombian government tried to move him. Escobar escaped, and 16 months later he was dead. His prison wasn't punishment, it was his palace. Until it wasn't. What if I told you there's a maximum security prison with mini fridges, recording studios, and no armed guards? Welcome to Holden Prison, Norway's most progressive penal experiment, where even the worst offenders are treated like neighbors. Located in a forest, surrounded by nature instead of fences, Holden was built on a radical idea. Treat inmates like people, and they'll behave like people. Cells come with a flat-screen TV, a private bathroom, modern furniture that wouldn't look out of place in an IKEA catalog. There's a music studio where prisoners can record original tracks, a fully equipped gym, and even cooking classes taught by professional chefs. But the most shocking part, the guards don't carry weapons. They play soccer with inmates, eat lunch together, some even form friendships. Half the staff are women, chosen specifically to create a calmer, less confrontational environment. And here's the twist. It works. Holden has one of the lowest reoffense rates in the world. Violent criminals leave more stable, more employable, and less likely to return. But there's a catch. While it's technically open to any qualifying inmate, wealthy white-collar criminals are the ones most likely to end up here, because influence still plays a role, even in utopia. And yet, Holden doesn't go as far as what you're about to see next, because there's a prison in Spain where inmates don't just serve time, they raise their children behind bars. In most prisons, the first thing you lose is your family, but in Spain's Aranjuez prison, that's exactly what you get to keep. Just outside Madrid lies a facility unlike any other, a place where convicted parents are allowed to raise their children behind bars. Here, cells aren't cells, they're apartments, equipped with private bedrooms, a living room, a full bathroom, and even a nursery. Children play on colorful rugs. Mothers and fathers cook family meals. There are toys, school books, and laughter in the hallways. It sounds impossible, but it's real. Inmates can live with their spouse and child until the child turns 3. After that, the government steps in, unless a relative can take over. It's not about luxury. It's about preserving the family unit during one of life's darkest chapters. And for non-violent offenders with young children, this model is seen as rehabilitation, not isolation. Critics say it's soft. Supporters say it breaks the cycle of inherited trauma. And both agree it's nothing like traditional incarceration. But while Spain's approach focuses on emotional comfort, Austria's version of prison luxury looks more like a 5-star resort. You won't believe what inmates get inside their rooms. If you saw it from the outside, you'd think it was a trendy European hotel. But inside this modern glass building in Austria, you'll find people convicted of real crimes, living in private suites that put most apartments to shame. Welcome to the justice Justice Center Loben. This prison offers a private room for every inmate, flat-screen TVs, private bathrooms and kitchenettes, access to basketball courts, gyms, and green open spaces. There are no bars on the windows, no steel doors, no harsh lighting. Instead, there are panoramic views, minimalist furniture, and natural light. But this isn't a fantasy. It's policy. Austria built the facility on one principle: every person is worthy of dignity, even those who've done wrong. Here, inmates wear their own clothes, they cook their own meals, they take classes, work, and prepare to rejoin society, not rot away in it. The prison is designed to reduce shame and rage, not fuel it, and the results are stunning. Lower violence, fewer relapses, better reintegration. But it comes with a silent condition. You need the right kind of crime, and very often, the right kind of lawyer to get here. Because just like Club Fed in the US, this level of treatment is often reserved for the privileged. And that's the hidden truth. Luxury prisons don't erase justice, they bend it, for those who can afford to soften the blow. So, while some rot in overfilled cells, others sip coffee on a sunlit balcony, waiting for their second chance. But what does all of this mean? In the end, prison is supposed to be the great equalizer, but for the ultra-wealthy, those walls are softer, the rules bend easier, and the sentence feels more like an extended hotel stay. So the real question is, have they ever truly been behind bars at all? If you found this world as shocking as we did, there's plenty more to uncover. Subscribe to Luxrish now and join us as we pull back the curtain on the hidden world of extreme wealth, luxury, and power. Because the next time we are exposing the world's most richest kid,